Sorry about that, Mark.
Yeah, it's all right. How are
I
you
thought
doing?
I had my settings. You don't have to be in the waiting, like it's got like this waiting room. I have to admit people in, but I thought I set my settings up to where I turned that feature off so anybody that came on would just be in a meeting.
Gotcha.
So maybe the settings are specific for each meeting,
Time.
because yeah. Okay, we got Molly's phone. Okay, Molly. Okay, Molly.
Hey.
All right. Welcome. We got the winning group open house, man. Where's your boy at?
He's upstairs working on something. He should be joining soon.
Okay, cool. Glad y'all can join.
Yeah, I thought I did something wrong last night. I'm glad it wasn't me.
It was all me, but I'm cooking with grease tonight. I figured this thing out. I'm happy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, man. Mark, you on your way somewhere?
Yeah, I pulled over. I'm on my way home. I was out at the other house. So
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Things shaping up.
Yeah, really, really nice. Really nice.
Excited. How's my guest room?
It's ready for you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we just got off of a meeting. I went a little bit longer than but we had some really good discussion and stuff. So
Got you.
all right. How's your day?
I didn't hear. Did you say something?
I was talking to Molly.
I'm sorry.
How's your day?
What'd you say?
How's your day today?
It was good. It's actually been surprisingly busy. We were definitely picking up on our Zoom meetings with work and getting a hold of more parents and stuff. So that's good.
Okay.
How about you guys?
Yeah, really good. Busy trying to figure this tech stuff out.
Right.
A lot of screen time. So just, I think it's more mentally draining than anything, because I'm on the computer a lot anyway, but now every time you talk to somebody, you're on the computer doing that too. So
right. I think people are just so wanting to connect in any way,
Yeah, definitely. It's hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Okay.
So yeah, anybody that's see, there's some people on Facebook hey Evelyn, hey Nita, got the comments. So this is our winning group open house. If you would like to come on with us, you can definitely stay where you are, but if you'd like to come on and join us in the discussion, I'd like to see your face. And you can get the Zoom link on the Summit Church community page. And if you use that link, you can jump into the chat with, okay, I see somebody's waiting over here. We'd like to get as many people on the Zoom as we can.
Right.
Okay. And we don't care even if you haven't got to the salon or whatever to get your hair done or whatever. Just do what I did. I got my hat on. See,
right.
Okay. We got Samsung's coming on. Let's see who that is. Okay. Samsung, if you would identify yourself. Okay. wait a couple minutes, give people a chance to get on and more people hopefully, and then we get started. Okay, it's Tim again. All right, Tim. Seems like in each meeting, I gotta change the settings so that people can automatically get on. On the last one, it didn't ask me, so I changed it in the settings, but I thought it was a universal setting, but I'll look into that. Okay, Dookie. All right, we got Molly and soon Jeff will jump on. Hopefully Jeff got his delivery today. Tried Zoom, wasn't able to get on. Okay, it ain't me tonight. It's got to be you, cause I'm. I got, okay. The Zoom link should get you right on, and I'm looking at I have no idea what the issue might be, but you may want to just try it again. The link on the Summit Church community page, there's a link that should bring you right in here. What you may, you know what? I'm guessing, Gary, that you clicked the link to the Bible study, because there's a Zoom link to the Bible study, and you wouldn't be able to get into that because it's over. But you'd have to go to the community page and scroll down until you see the winning group. Winning group open house link. Had some good sessions today. We had a prayer meeting this morning. Carla led that with Ashley's assistance, and actually Ashley was supposed to be on screen with Carla, but I wasn't able to figure out the tech until later on today. So yeah. So just as a way of an announcement, the Wednesday morning Bible study, I'm changing it to prayer. So each Wednesday we're going to have prayer 7:37 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the evening Bible class. There we go. There's Pastor Gary. I was right, wasn't I? Was that the other link you were trying to?
Yes.
Was that the other link you were trying to?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
God, I'm glad to be with you guys.
So were you clicking the Bible study link?
I was. Yeah, I saw the Bible study.
So were you clicking the Bible study link?
Let me turn my. I was. Yeah, I got to turn my iPad. I got my phone. I got you on my phone, and I'm trying to get this iPad off. I got to turn my. There we go.
Not able to get onto. So Carla, you may be doing the same thing Gary did. If you click that same link to the Bible study, that's not gonna get you in. You got to go to the link about the open house. So all right. So Mark, I'm gonna turn it over to you, man. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna wait on Jeff anymore. Molly, may need to throw something at him or something.
I know, I just went upstairs to check on him and he is knocked out. And
Oh,
I don't have the courage to wake him up. So. I'm gonna have to fill
you threw
Gotcha.
him under the bus. That's cool. Okay, well, welcome everybody. I don't know who Samsung is, but so welcome Samsung and Molly,
Whoever it
Tim, Mark.
So, hey, I'll go ahead and kick it off here. Just welcome everybody. I'm driving, so I'm not looking right at you, but this is the open house for winning groups. Just want to get things started and get things moving before we're allowed to go back. We have the technology with Skype and with Zoom and other apps. So this is an opportunity for us to forge forward with the winning groups and get things going and get them started. Some of you may not know, but the ministry was actually started by a small group, if you will. And so just to have that be the foundation where people can come and get the word that Pastor teaches on a weekly basis, through the scriptures, and then just the communication and the questions that will be asked is a great thing. And then to have the intimate settings is what people need to be open and to actually be engaged with other people. So it's a great opportunity. We're doing this to recruit leaders, recruit apprentices for people who may not be comfortable enough or don't know enough to actually run a group. And so that's what this is for. It's also for to spark interest if you want to be part of a group but don't want to run a group. Just getting the buzz going on our winning groups, so that way we can get a good foundation for them, and have a good presence throughout not just the state of Indiana but across the world. I saw on Sunday somebody from Africa logged on and was viewing the service. So it's definitely a great thing. And we had some discussion yesterday for those who were not able to get on because of technical difficulties. I had that same issue at the beginning. But just if you're married, if you're single, if you have friends and you want to do a group together, it's definitely a great thing to do. So that way you don't have to do all the lifting by yourself or feel like you're doing all the lifting. And that way you can share in it and people can grow to be able to become leaders for the ministry. This is just another avenue for the church to be the church, and not just about being inside the building, but being part of Summit Church, because the building is just four walls, and this is an opportunity for us to go out and minister to people. And so what I told Pastor is I want to make this thing as simple as possible. So that way I want to eliminate all the excuses that people may have about being scared, about not having time, whatever excuse you may have, I have a solution for that. And so just if you have an issue, you may be interested, you may be scared, you may be nervous, you don't know what to do, come talk to us. Come talk to me, and I can help guide you through that process. If you want to be under someone to learn how to run a group, we can do that. And so, the group is, people are asking, well, what is the group? The group is whatever your hobby is, whatever your thing is. It could be on your lunch break at work. It could be if you're a bike rider, getting all the people that ride bikes with you. If you're a gossiper, get the people that gossip and come together, and so you can talk about people at the beginning, and then you start going through the word, and it starts filling up in your heart. Instead of talking about people, you be praying for people. So we want to make this as simple as possible. So everything that will be available on the app. If you don't have it, download the app. We can give you directions to do that. So the questions, the scriptures, everything will be there. So the application to become a winning group leader is on the app. And so, like I said, we want to make this as simple as possible. So when you come on board, we want this to be easy for you. So it doesn't become a burden. It's not taxing on you and your time. And like I said, right now, we want to be able to use the technology and get this thing rolling out. So that way, when we're able to get back together, we can have a good foundation going for this. And my mind is racing, so I'm trying to think of everything that I had to say. The winning group is, and the reason why I wanted to do this, because I used to be a winning group leader. I used to be part of a winning group way back when, and this is definitely a great thing to be a part of, even if you're not the leader, but to be part of the winning group, because it is a intimate setting. It's an opportunity for you to share your cares, your anxieties, the things that go on in your life, and have somebody pray for you, have somebody that you can be accountable to, and vice versa. So that way you can grow as a person, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever it is that you need growth in, and you have somebody that you can talk to and communicate with, besides just seeing them once a week at church. And so this is an opportunity for you to be raw and open to discuss life, if you will, with the people that you connect with in your winning group. So like I said, it's going to be simple. Whatever pastor teaches on Sunday, we'll have those verses inside the app. We'll have some questions there for you to ask, just to spark conversation with the people in your group. And that way, the time will literally fly by. And so some weeks it'll be longer than others. Sometimes you may not have people who really want to communicate. And so you may go through the questions really quick, but that's okay too. So you're planting the seed, you're giving them the opportunity to talk, and it will help you grow and be a leader yourself. So I'm just trying to make sure I get everything. I don't have my list in front of me because I was driving, so forgive me for that. But I'm hoping that everyone gets a hold of this. And like I said, it's definitely a great thing, because I was a part of it and grew from it. I actually came into the ministry through, they used to be called touch groups, a small group. And that's how I became a part of the ministry itself. Never heard of Summit Church, but somebody asked me to come to a small group that they were having at their house, and I did and loved it. And then they invited me to church, and I haven't left since. And that's been 20 years ago. So it's just definitely a way to grow in the word, definitely a way to connect with people. It's a awesome thing to do. And so I'm really excited about it. And I want people to get a hold of this. And so that way we can grow this ministry. The ministry, to me, this is just my take on it, was that it's best. And I say not that the ministry is not at its best, not that the word is not going forward, but I say that we had more people coming in and we were connected more. I feel that we were connected more when we had the winning groups going. And that was our main focus, because we would bring people in that had knew nothing about church, but they would come to the winning groups and get connected and get fed. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
I know the interesting thing with the winning group. Thank you, Mark. That was great. we're big on words because words are important. And, I think the name alone invites people, because I don't know if I would want to go to a group called the Losing Group, So, the fact that we're putting out a word that is inviting. And I think it's so timely coming off of what we're dealing with and going into our small groups or even establishing them now, that people want to identify with winning. People want to identify with something successful, and they want to identify with connecting. And even if we start building here online and get it to the place to where the band is lifted and things are back to its new normal, people, once getting built up with where they are, will look so forward to making that personal connection. And I think it's so timely that we're moving forward with it, and the strength of it will come from the jump start. So starting really strong and laying that foundation of reaching out and connecting. And I think one thing Mark mentioned, which is really important, you'll have times where people don't want to communicate or reply to the questions and things like that. Is you don't take it personal, but sometimes people are seeing if they're trying to see how much you care, and they're trying to feel their way. And once you just continue to be sincere and true to what you're doing, they will sense it. And that's when they'll begin to open up. And that's when they'll begin to say, it may be a couple of words and it may be 1 week and next week nothing. But the fact that they've come 2 times and not said anything, and the 3rd week they're saying something, you better know that God is moving. And so it's being sensitive enough, though, to just keep loving people, keep extending grace, keep extending a welcome, and a smile. And it goes so far. But it's having this strong jump off, I think, for sure is going to be very, very vital and important as we move forward. And it sounds really strong already.
I just invited.
Thank you, Ms. Scarlett.
You're
That
welcome.
is excellent. Just an excellent point regarding people coming into your group. They may not be chatty at first, but that's just them, like she said, getting to know you, getting to see that you care, making sure that you're sincere before they open up. So don't think that out of the box you're going to have a gangbuster winning group and people are just going to be in and everybody's going to be chummy all of a sudden just right out of the box. It just takes time, and it's all about building relationships. And that's what this is about, building a relationship to show them the love of God that's in you. And so once they see that, then they understand, and they may not even be able to put it into words, that God is real, and so we're not looking for Bible scholars to run a winning group. We're looking for people who are willing to just be open and honest. And so, like I said, the format will be simple, so that way you can follow it, and that way you're not speaking over people who don't know anything about church or know anything about God. So, and so if there's questions that you have or questions that people in your group may have, and you can't answer them, that's why I'm here. And I'm not telling you that I'm a Bible scholar or a theologian, but I will reach out to the leaders and ask, whatever the situation may be, whatever the question is, and come back and give you an answer if I don't know it. And I'm not going to tell you something just to tell you something. If I don't know it, I don't know it, and I will get you the answer. Are there any other questions, or are there any questions at this point?
Marka, go ahead, Molly.
I have a question.
Am I
What,
frozen? Can anybody hear me?
I
Yeah,
can
we
hear
hear.
We hear you.
Okay.
I'm just want to say thank you guys for explaining this. I'm really excited about it. We participated a long time ago in a small group at another church, and it just blew up so quickly that the leaders of that particular church were like, you guys need to break up and branch out. So, but I'm just excited to get connected. Is there a formal process for starting a group, or what will be like the first steps of getting started?
So the first step will be to go online and fill out the winning group application. So that way we know who you are. And then also like what the title of your group will be and the times and the place where it will be. So that way we can help market your group. We can put it on the app. People know what groups are out there, so they can say, okay, maybe I want to go try this group, or maybe I want to go try a different group, and they know the time and the location. So those are really the things. And if we have questions, we'll definitely reach out, and I will make sure my contact information is put on the app somewhere, so that way you guys, if you have questions or whatever, you can reach out to me, and I'll make.
Mark, I have a question. It ties in with Molly's question and then something you said earlier. So our format is sharing or discussing in the group the Sunday prior message, correct?
That is correct. So it should, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, you're good. So would groups be identified by something, a title, or is it just, I guess I'm trying to understand, you know how before we did have like, we had different types of groups. We had singles group, we had marriage groups. So will it still be like that, but still just the same subject is going to be discussed?
And I don't know if it's my location, but you broke up, but I think I get what you're saying. Like the titles of the group, are there different types of group? So like I said, it depends on what you do. I mean, where you're connected or how you're connected to people. So if you have a workout group of people and you want to bring them in to go through the questions and go through the scripture, and then maybe you work out afterwards. So it's a way to market your group, if you will, to bring people in. And I'm not saying that, that is the focal point. The focal point should be the word, but it's an opportunity for you to reach out to those people. And so it just depends on what you do. And you don't have to have a title. You could just be Miss Carla's group, and we meet on Thursdays at 7:00, and that could be fine. But the format is going through the scriptures from the week before, and then the conversation to talk about, to get people's input and to get their opinion on the word, so that way you can help guide them, if you will, and everything will be focused on what the scriptures say. So it's not your personal opinion that will take place.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
So I was going to ask a question that I think you almost answered at the end there. So when we go on the Summit page or the app and we look at the questions, are there going to be answers there as well, so everyone is consistent with what the answer is to the question across the board?
So and with that, Tim, I'm gonna say no, because everybody will get a different interpretation. So if I ask you Psalms 91, is it relevant for today? For people that may be in the word, they will say yes, and then you say why. Or somebody may say no, and you say why, just because you're sparking the conversation. You're sparking the conversation because you read through the scriptures, and then after each scripture you'll have a question to ask, just to spark the conversation. So I can't, some of them may have an answer. So I can't say no on all of them. Some of them may have an answer, but some of them may not.
Yeah,
So
I'm just trying
we're still working through that, but we'll get that resolved here quickly.
I was trying to make your job easier, man. So, so yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, you guys keep, I may be in a bad location because it keeps breaking up and everybody sounds like a robot at times, and then other times it's clear, so.
Okay.
Anybody else? Like I said, if not, I appreciate everybody coming on. I just, if you don't have the app, the Summit Church app, go online and get it. It's for your Samsungs, for your iPhones, your tablets. And we can get you directions more on, if you need help with filling that out, just let us know and we can make sure you get that taken care of as well. So,
Hey, Tim,
Pastor Al?
Tim,
Yes, sir.
ask another question. I'm trying to get Nicole on to testify. She came into the church through Winning Groups,
Okay.
and we'll see if I can get her on.
All right. So, so Mark, are you going to have like a type of a training session, just kind of a mock of how you see everything going, so that at least there's consistency with that? I'm not saying everybody has to be a robot or anything like that, but you know, it makes people feel better if you show them an example, so to speak. Are you going to do anything like that, or thinking about it, or?
We can, yeah, well, and I think what we can do is, and Pastor Al, we did this the other day, is we did a Zoom meeting and had the winning group as the Zoom meeting.
Yeah. And
we can do that again, and just so people understand how the format goes, how it should flow, and so they can see that that the process is not difficult at all, and that way we can help you or guide you through. So if there's questions while we're doing that,
Yeah.
You can ask away, and we can get you the directions on
Okay.
how to overcome any obstacles you may have.
All right.
So thank you, Tim. I appreciate that, because that's a good point.
Hey,
And so we definitely will do that. We'll have a meeting and get things set up so that way people understand how things should flow.
Right. And, you know, Mark, I know we have a Zoom account, but I assume all of these are going to be Zoom type meetings. So is there going to be a schedule that you put together? Because like two people can't have a meeting at the same time.
Right.
You know, if they're using the church Zoom.
That is I'm trying to listen. You broke up on me.
No, I'm sorry. Did you hear everything I said?
Just in a bad spot.
Oh, okay. Are you good now?
I think so. I
Okay.
moved just a little bit to see what happened here.
Yeah, I was just talking about, you know, because it's all Zoom, you know, are you going to have a schedule out there so that you don't have two Zoom meetings trying to schedule at the same time? And are you going to have, like, there's going to be some times where the Zoom can't be used because it's being used for something else. So how are you going to work through that?
So that is something we definitely have to work through and get that resolved so everybody can be on. I know right now, if you signed up and did a Zoom meeting, you would have 40 minutes on your own personal account that you don't have to pay for.
Okay, all right. So is that what you're thinking, that we're all going to use the free Zoom?
Right now, I think that'd be the process until we can get the rest of it figured out.
Okay. All right.
So we got Nicole King on. I tried hard to get her on. She had Jimmy in a headlock. I had to rescue Jimmy. No.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
But I wanted Nicole to come on because she came in, she like Mark came in through Winning Groups, right, Nicole?
Yes, that's true.
Can you talk about that, like how you came into Summit?
Yes, I will. Welcome, everybody. It's good seeing you guys. Miss seeing your faces. I was working in a factory at Dana 20 years ago, and I met this lovely lady, vibrant lady, Hermina Clark, and we worked in the same department.
But Molly knows Hermina, right?
Oh, you know Hermina Clark? Oh, yes. Awesome, awesome lady.
I was best friends with her daughter, Chrissy. We still actually keep in
Oh, yeah.
touch. And that's how I started going
Hey,
to.
tell Chrissy I said hello.
I will.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. So I met Hermina Clark at Dana, where I used to work at in a factory. And she said, I'm having a touch group. I don't know if that's what it was called then. I'm having a touch group at my house. Would you like to come? And I said, no, I already go to a church. And she said, well, just come and check it out. And I said, no, I'm good. I don't need to. I go to, my family church, Baptist church I grew up at. I'm good. And she said, well, I have refreshments there. And I said, oh, you do? Well, I'll come. So that is the only reason I came.
Food.
Yes, refreshments. So
Yeah,
I went.
We might have to rethink that. Mark.
I didn't know anything about what you said. You don't have to do refreshments. It's all good. Most people now come with bottled water. They have something in their hands if it's Starbucks coffee now anyway. So I went to her house, and back then she lived in Chandler's Landing, and her house was really big. It was huge. And I was like, wow, I put up in the driveway. I said, well, maybe I can start coming to this. She got a house like this. It's really nice. And this part is funny, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I rang the doorbell, and Jimmy's ex opened the door. Her name's Belinda. And I said, is this your house? I didn't say hello. I didn't say how you doing or anything. I said, is this your house? And she said, I wish, come on in. And that was it. So I went in, and she took me downstairs, and that's where Hermina was at. And I think Kanan was there. Jimmy was there with his ex, and Darius was a little baby, and, just people from church. And I said, this is weird, because I guess back then how you did it, you start off with praise and worship, and then you go into the word. And I was like, okay, this is weird, because they were bouncing side to side like Canaan does. And I couldn't stand that. I was like, don't bump into me, don't touch me. And I was like, I couldn't get into that. So I was just sitting there while they're like bouncing next to me. And I'm like, woo, I'm glad that's over. Maybe they can sit down somewhere. And then so we sat down, and then we talked over the word. And then right in the middle of it, I felt like Hermina embarrassed me. She said, Nicole, that's my husband right there, John. And I was like, don't call me out like that. I don't know these people up in here. And John just looked at me, and he waved at me. And that kind of made me happy. And after that, we had refreshments. And she said, you coming back again? I was like, no way, I'm not coming back again. But then, as you know, I did come back, and I came back every time. And then when I loved her group, I was hooked onto her group. She says she's moving to Florida. And I'm like, what? Why are you moving to Florida? I'm liking this group and everything. And this is funny too. I got to tell it. Jimmy, you about to hear this. She let Jimmy teach the group, start the group. And that's the ice maker. Shh, I'm on the video, Jimmy. So I said, I don't know him. I don't want to go to his group. I'm used to you. I don't want you changing and everything. And he said, no, if you got anything, you go and talk to him. I'm leaving. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then two ladies from that group took me over under their wing, basically, his ex and another lady. I forgot her name. But yeah, so I went and transitioned over there. And he confessed that I was going to go to church on Sunday where Agape or Summit at. And I said, I'm not going to that church. So Sunday came, and I ended up going to the church, and Pastor Tracy taught, because you were out of town. Pastor was out of town. So I said, man, that's the best word I ever heard in my life. I'm going to go tell him. So I went to tell Pastor Tracy. I said, that's the best message I ever heard in my life, but I'm never coming back here. And Pastor Tracy looked at me and he said, okay. Okay. So my mom, who never goes to church ever in her life, she said, she came over to my house and she said, I looked for you at church today. And I said, yeah, I went. She said, you did? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, I went and you weren't there. And I was like, what? You never go to church. Why are you at that church we grew up at, the Baptist church? And she said, I was there. Where were you? And I said, oh, Lord, now I got to tell her. I said, I went to Summit. She said, what are you doing at that church? And I was like, I don't know. And she said, why were you at that church? And I said, I don't know. And she said, do you mean to tell me that you are going to that church and you're going to become a member of that church? And now remember, I had no idea of going to the church or anything. And she asked me that question and I looked in her face and I said, yes, I'm going to that church and I'm never going back to the Baptist church again. And she was like, what did you just say? And I was like, ooh, I don't even know what I said. And that's how it started. I never looked back at that Baptist church and I went to Summit from there on. And I don't even know how it happened. When she asked me the questions, I was surprised when I was answering the question that I'm going to Summit. And I never looked back. And that's 22 years later.
That's awesome.
That's good though.
Yep, real good.
So, okay.
That's awesome.
I wanted to mention this, and I think that it's important. That was really good, Nicole. Thank you. I didn't know all the details. But I think it's important for those that are considering being a leader that, Pastor and I, number one, say thank you ahead of time. And then thank you to Mark for being obedient as well. And so I think it's very important for you to know that we will spend time with you too, because you will be considered giving out, and you have to understand that it takes from you to give, and there is a such thing as burnout, and everybody's different, but it's important that we stay connected as leaders so you can feed from each other and we can encourage and build you up, and don't consider yourself an island or feel like you have a situation where you feel like you have to handle it. And so that's why we are a team. So it is important that we stay connected as leaders. And you may have a situation in your group. So we want to know what's going on, and we will. And there will be a system, I know, even with that, with supporting Mark, with the vision of it. But I just thought it was important to mention that tonight, that we will grow in this together, and you will be strengthened, and not only in your leadership ability, but I believe that it'll go across the board in your life to where you'll become stronger in all areas of your life. So know that, as you're considering it, or if you're wondering if you should, I just want to encourage you, and I'm going to say yes for you. I want to just encourage you to be a yes for something bigger than yourself. Step out of the box. There's no greater time than now. Don't wait on things to get perfect, because they won't. Don't wait on you to get more knowledge, because you will, but get it as you grow. It's an amazing thing to be a part of a team. If you've never been a part of a team, you're missing out on something huge. So much comes from teamwork, like camaraderie, like you never known, and connection. So I'm just excited about what God is doing.
Yes. Tim wants to know, will we need to turn in reports?
I think that was part of the old system. I think if there's development or situation, then I think that you need to report that, good, bad, or ugly, if you will. But Pastor, you let me know if that's what you want. I like I said, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, but I know you have to have accountability in some shape or form. So, and we can discuss that. So Tim, we will get back and respond back to that question.
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
good question though. But I wanted to just reiterate something that Carla said, that we are in, we're all in. It's not something that we just turn this over to Mark and then, Mark would just tell us what's going on. And I was like, okay, cool. But no, we're going to have get-togethers at our house, and so that Carla and I can pour into you, and like our winning group leaders is going to be a priority with Carla and I to give you everything that we've got, that you'll have our personal numbers and you can call us anytime, because we know that you're ministering to the body, and which I'm under shepherd under Jesus. And so we're in this together for sure. Anything that we can do to help you, we're all in.
Awesome. That's awesome. Should I drop the phone? No, that's good. Thank you, Miss Carla. Thank you, Pastor. We appreciate that. Knowing that you have our back and that you're, there for us and there for me. So, it comforts me to know, my obedience is, I'm doing what God told me to do. And is it going to be perfect? No, it's not. But God's going to move in this, and I can guarantee you that. And He will change lives because of the winning groups and because of the word. So I'm excited. I really am excited about it. And what is to come, and just the impact that this church will have on the world. And I'm not just talking about Indianapolis or Fort Wayne, on the world, and how we can affect people, because the people are tuning into this ministry from across the globe. So we're giving them the opportunity as well to have their winning group in whatever country, whatever city they're in.
Yeah.
So,
and ministry is messy.
yes.
So because people are going to come with mess, and there are times when we won't be always at our best.
Yes.
But it's important to know that it's not dependent on us. It's the Lord working through us, and it's His ability, and we lean in on Him, and we just get in there and help people with their messes and encourage one another. Tim has another question. Will we need to meet every week?
So no. So this, like I said, we're going to keep it simple. I want this to be good for you. I know there's some winning groups going on now. One group in Indy meets once a month, and I think there's a couple that meet every other week. So I don't want it, everybody's schedule is different. So I can't say, oh, you have to do this every week. Then I lose a good winning group leader if I put those restrictions on you. I just want you to be consistent on what you do or when you meet. So if you're meeting on every other Wednesday, try to keep that close to the schedule as possible. And if you can't, then you definitely need to communicate to myself, and then also to your group members, so they understand that it's not going to happen this week. And it's not that you're stuck to meeting every other Wednesday if that's what you choose to do, or every week, because like I said, life happens. And so if you have an event to come up or something happens, you have to reschedule. So I don't want you to be handcuffed to it, but I want you to be committed to it.
Yeah, and I want to jump in there too. So the minimum will be every other week. Once a month, and when Mark and I haven't talked about this, but once a month, 12 times a year, it's really not. It's kind of proven in all the study that I've done about winning groups, and I've did a lot of studies about small groups. It really not effective in terms of ministering to people if it's 12 times a year or once a month. It's really not enough meeting time.
Mark,
So go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, our group in Indy is headed up by Ron and Norma Gilbert, and we meet twice every 2 weeks, actually the 2nd and the 4th of the month.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. How's that going?
Going great. The thing I want to see is, and I hope some of our people are listening right now. We get some of the same people. I mean, basically the same group of people come. I want to see some new people, coming to the winning groups. We used to have 2 winning groups. We have 1 now, and oftentimes it's the same people that come. So I'm just hoping, believing that we're going to have new, and actually doing things through Zoom, I think is going to end up getting more people in that'll want to come when we start meeting.
I
Right,
agree.
right. And then, Jeff Thomas, when he's going to be, his focus is evangelism. And I believe he's going to help both campuses grow, once he wakes up. He's resting right now, but it must be working him hard. But no, he has revelation on grace-based evangelism. And I'm really looking forward to having him do seminars in both campuses. And I believe it's going to help us to grow as we all get behind that. And it fits hand in hand with the winning groups. It really does. It's just the timing is, I was telling Tim today, like what's going on right now. And just think about the stuff that I was studying technology when I didn't even know why. I was just began to get an interest in it. And I was telling Tim today, I was born for this stuff. What we're doing, I mean, I was born for such a time as this. I mean, this is my season. I'm doing
Right.
now. It was just kind of woke me up, man. I was like, wow. And I was asking the Lord, okay, what can we do? What can I do? What opportunities are, what should I be seeing right, Lord? Show me what to do. Show me the opportunities in this season.
That's good.
Dawn's commented, Dawn Gregory, looking at the chat she's on Facebook. Thank you, Summit Church, for everything you have done. Excited to be a part of your future. Thank you so much, Dawn. We are glad that you are a part of the Summit family.
Yes, definitely.
You are a part of the future for sure. Nayland Thompson jumped in. He said, I have so many good memories of winning groups that I was a part of at Summit. Yeah, I know Nayland, yes.
Yes, Nayland.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Nicole, didn't you have a question? I thought I saw a question come up from you.
Oh, yes. Can we, I had a touch group and it was over, we went out to eat. Can you?
Nicole love to eat. She always talk about if it's not eating, she don't want to be a part of this.
I haven't been out to eat in a long time here.
I've been eating too much, Nicole. And I blame you for that. Going out, picking up stuff. Okay. Coney dog, Coney Island.
So I'm gonna say, yes, you can do that. And I think the reason we talked about no refreshments was we don't want it to be intimidating for people coming on who may want to start a group. Yeah. And so that is the reason why. But if you guys decide after the group that you want to go out to eat, or maybe that's what you do, that's fine. We just don't want to put any restrictions on people.
Excellent. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Our group in Indy with Ron and Norma, they always bring like a snack.
Mhm.
It might be candy or bag of pop, that put together.
You better watch it. Carla's on. She's looking.
It's all good. Whatever you like. Yeah. Well, I want to say too, I want to acknowledge and thank Pastor Gary and Miss Nita for holding down the fort, as it were, Indy, but keeping the 1 or 2 winning groups just going over the years, and just your consistency and your faithfulness. And I'm excited to see what God is going to do and has already started at both campuses. So thank you to you all for just your faithfulness and steadfastness. You appreciate it so much.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Thank God and
Yeah. You know, may I say, I got touched in a small group, and this is before I came here. I'm the value, Mark, of the small group. And
Yeah.
we have a son now, he's 44. But when he was 19, he had a traumatic brain injury in a car accident. And it happened on a Saturday. But in this group, we had a meeting on Thursday. And so I went to the group meeting, the small group meeting. And the girl there said, she said, I was combing my hair today, and the Spirit told me and I to pray about your son's brain. And I looked at her like, what? You know, I've been standing, for them for 30 days. I did a little fasting for 30 days for them. So now I've been praying, and she wanted me to pray. I said, okay, you pray. And she prayed, and she prayed over his brain, his mind. And so we did that. Now this is in a small group. On Saturday, he was thrown out of a car on his head, and he had a one of those closed brains. It took him several weeks to recover. The doctors thought he would be a vegetable. And, but all I'm saying is, in a small group, you've got people there. God has people there for you. And they pray. Somebody else might not have even known to pray, or you may not have listened to somebody else. I mean, if somebody else had come up to me and said, the Holy Spirit told me to pray about your son's brain, I probably would have just walked away.
Right.
I knew this person because of being in this group with him. We prayed. And I think that was one of the steps in our son receiving his healing. I mean, he for AT&T, you never know anything ever happened to him.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it's about.
Yeah.
We are this time, this season we're in, and there's so many people, there's so many unchurched people in there. There's a lot of church hurt.
Yeah.
And this gospel of grace is the end time message that will change lives. And through receiving the abundance of grace and the gift of righteousness, people will reign in life. And
yes,
we've got we are commissioned, and on my assignment, and you all are extensions of me, and we're and my assignment, our assignment as a church, Summit Nation, is to boldly proclaim this gospel of grace and touch lives and see lives change, and condemnation coming off of people, and them understanding that God's not mad at them, he's madly in love with them, and he's not holding anything against them, and he's well pleased with them, that you're accepted and approved because of Jesus.
Yeah.
That's good.
And people have had enough of religion.
yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Good. Amen.
I just want to say thank you for what you're teaching on authority these weeks. And I believe when we all get out of here, and I'm ready to put my hands on somebody, and I believe our people are and there's going to be a faith and a confidence of who we are. And thank you for teaching that. It's been awesome.
It's good.
Amen.
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 You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Pastor Gary.
Yeah. And Karen's commenting, okay, God's not mad at them. Absolutely, Karen. That's right. Norma says, apologize for not on Zoom. Wasn't appearance tidy or whatever. Okay. Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. In the last word, let you have the last word, Mark. Why don't you lead us in prayer, man?
Okay.
Close us out.
So, bow your head, please. Heavenly Father, we just come and thank you for this day. Thank you for your presence being in our midst, Father. We just thank you for loving us, for caring for us, Father. We just thank you, Father, that the winning groups, Father, will take off, Father, that they will spark, they will spark a good movement, Father,
Thank you.
with your
Hallelujah.
word. So we thank you, Lord.
Thank
We
you.
thank you and praise you for your goodness. You're an
Yes.
awesome
Yes.
God.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Care for us,
Yeah.
Father. Your grace is beyond sufficient for today.
Yes.
Every
Hallelujah.
moment, every second, Father, you are with us. And we just have to remember that you are there
Yeah.
and call upon it, Father. So we thank you for the authority that you have given us, the power that you have given
Yes.
us, the
Thank you,
voice that
Father.
you have given us. And Father, that
Thank
we know that we are the church and
Yeah.
not the four walls of a building. That
Thank you.
we go out through this world and change lives so they know, they see the love that you have for us,
Yeah.
Father, in us, in our speak, in our actions,
Thank you,
and
Lord.
how we move, Father. So we just thank you and
Thank you.
praise you.
Thank you, Jesus.
In
Thank you.
Jesus' name,
Thank you.
amen.
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 All right.
Amen.
All right, y'all.
Y'all, thank
Thanks,
you guys for coming.
everybody.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Have a great
on.
night. You get to get out of your car now, Mark.
I thank you.
Okay. See y'all. Have a
Bye.
good one.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right.